What's good, everybody? It is Darin Germyn here from the Germyn Group, back for our latest episode of Drinks with Darin. Now, I know what you're thinking. We are super late in the month to be getting this out. Yeah, I'm aware of that. We've been very busy, so I apologize because we are very late to the party. But there's some very good information in today's video that I want to make sure you are completely on board with. You know exactly what's going on because the world is changing. The ground is moving under our feet right now, and there's a lot of things going on with real estate. My phone's been blowing up a ton with a lot of you asking me questions, so we're going to cover a lot of those questions in today's video. We will cover things like the rate increases, what is going on with the Bank of Canada, what kind of impact that is going to have on homeowners, home buyers, and home sellers, what type of impact it is having, and also, as always, we're going to cover what is going on locally with our markets and what the price changes have been in the recent days and weeks. Before I get into all of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are working really hard and have set a goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers within the next 2 months. So you can help us by hitting that subscribe button. We work really hard to produce incredible material for you guys. We post it all to our YouTube channel, and we are having a ton of great feedback because it's all relevant to what's going on in the market. So if you're interested in real estate in the Surrey, BC and surrounding area, make sure you hit that button. Of course, you're also going to want to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to let you know how you can win 2 of our custom Drinks with Darin glasses, just like this one, plus something really good to fill them up with. We've been delivering these to anybody that has either commented or subscribed to our videos on YouTube. Each month we do a draw and we give away some of these things, so you're definitely going to want to hang around to the end, and I'll let you know how you can get some. If that all sounds good, let's get into it. Okay, so as you know, on Drinks with Darin, we feature a local beer. So you're wondering, what is this? Well, I've got some very cool news for my clients and my subscribers. We are actually working with a local brewery to produce our own Drinks with Darin beer. Drinks with Darin beer. Now, it's not ready yet, and I am going through the painstaking challenge of testing, sampling, and making sure it's really, really good. So this is a sample right here, but we're not gonna open this today. The only reason we're not going to open it is because it's not cold and I forgot to put it in the fridge. So what we are going to enjoy instead is one of my favorites I've been drinking lately. You can't see behind the camera, but it is a beautiful sunny day outside there. And this is called Moondance Mango Wheat by Old Yale Brewing, which is based out of Chilliwack. It is very tasty. If you haven't tried this, go pick some up. Mango Wheat Brewing. So we better crack this and get going. This is going to be good. Bartending skills. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching. That is good. One more. Okay, here we go. So the big question that everybody has for me is, what is going to happen with the market? What kind of impact are these rate hikes going to have? And what should they do? So let's talk a little bit about what is happening with these rate increases. So the Bank of Canada recently did a pretty significant rate hike. I'm sure you heard all about it. It was about a week or so ago, where they raised rates by 0.5%. There's also in the news that they are looking at going as high as potentially 0.75% in their next rate announcement, which happens in very, very early June. I don't even know if the Bank of Canada has even ever raised rates at that rate, but obviously they've got to do something because inflation is out of control. If you've been watching some of our previous videos, we've talked a lot about the impact on inflation on the real estate market, and I'll show you some videos at the end of this that you can go check out because we got some really cool ones on our channel that you don't want to miss. Most estimates are suggesting that by midway through 2023, which is about a year away as of right now, we're going to see the Bank of Canada rate at about 1.75%. So naturally, announcements like this are affecting some buyers. You know, they're a little unsure on what they want to do and whether it's a good time for them to be buying a home. Now, again, we've got a video on that I'm going to talk about in a sec, but I really want to focus on the people watching this who are likely homeowners and what kind of impact that might have on you. So for those of you that are in fixed rate mortgages, guess what? Until you renew your mortgage, there is no impact on you. That's awesome. For those of you that are in variable rate mortgages, well, it can have an impact on you in two ways. So the first way, of course, is you might just be putting a little bit less principal towards your mortgage each time you make a payment and be paying more in interest and still keep your payments the same depending on how you've structured your mortgage. But for those of you that are kind of paying the bare minimum, every time the Bank of Canada increases their rate, you're going to feel that, and you're going to feel the same increase that they do. This doesn't necessarily mean it's a time to go run for the hills and go lock in a mortgage. You've got to consider what the spread is between your variable rate mortgage and what fixed mortgages might be today. And there is a lot of good reason to believe that the average rate of in and around 4% for a 5-year mortgage as of today is likely going to be higher come a few weeks from now. But consider the spread you got, because you're still saving money, right? You have to catch up to where that fixed rate is to start even losing money. So I wouldn't worry too much about it because the spread is so good right now. There is, of course, impacts from these rate hikes for people that are buying and selling properties, though. Every time a rate changes or goes up, that means it affects buyers in two ways. The first way, they can afford less. As an example, if you could afford $1 million mortgage as of today and the rates go up tomorrow, that means you can afford to pay less, maybe $950 instead of $1 million. That's a different house, folks. The other impact, of course, is it is costing you more money to borrow the same amount of money. So for every $100,000 to service that $100,000 is going to cost you more in interest, which nobody likes to pay more. There was a phenomenal graph that I sent out to all of my clients who are looking to either buy or sell homes recently, provided by Mortgage Sandbox, and it showed some really interesting data. On a mortgage size given with about a $2,500 per month payment for somebody that was doing about a 25-year amortization, you can see the impact every time a percentage point goes up in the rates. They could originally afford maybe about $750. When the rates went up by 1%, they lost $85,000 of their purchasing power. Another 1% increase was an additional $75,000 of purchasing power, which they lost. The graph goes on from there, but these are things that a lot of people are tripping over themselves and they're not realizing the impact of these rate hikes. All those doomsday people sitting in their basement suites, renting, who are serial renters, are going to think the market's going to fall. And you know what? Hey, this is what I'm saying to people. Your timing sucks, because if your timing was so good, you would have bought 2 years ago. They are missing seeing the bigger picture, because if the market does cool off, if prices do soften a little bit, the problem is they're going to be paying so much more for the money that they're going to borrow, and they're also probably not going to see the prices come down essentially for as much benefit as what it's going to cost them to carry the mortgage, or they're going to lose their purchasing power. They're making a big mistake. Don't try and time the market, people. If you don't own a home, don't try and time the market. There's 3 videos that I want to mention. I've kind of been alluding that there's some videos that you should check out, and these are all awesome, awesome videos that we just released. So again, if you're subscribed, you would have seen these, but if not, make sure you check these out. The first one that you are going to love is, did the 1990s inflation and mortgage rates crash the Canadian real estate market? Check this video out, because we're hearing that we have inflation that is in and around what it was in 1990, and what impact did that have on the real estate market in Canada? You're going to love this one. Of course, the links for all these videos are below. And the next one I'm going to mention is, if you think the BC real estate market is going to implode based on what is happening with these rate hikes from the Bank of Canada, think again. This video has got 6 reasons why that likely is not going to happen, and things you probably haven't considered. So check it out. And the last one was a very, very fun one that we just recorded, and it is adaptly called The Real Losers of the Changing Real Estate Market. This one's a little bit of a fun one. It's a little bit cheeky. You're going to love it. So you should watch it. You should watch all of them, actually. Do that. Subscribe, watch them all. I want you to take away a couple things from this video that I think are important. Obviously, there's some good information that I am sharing with you in those previous videos, but I don't want you to listen to the media. Listen to me. Okay, you subscribe to this channel, or you follow me, or I've helped you buy or sell real estate. And the reason you're watching this is because you know we know what we're doing. Don't forget the media, the news, the newspaper. They get paid by advertisers. They get paid to make you click on their content, watch their content, consume their content. This means very catchy headlines, very attractive thumbnails, all that sort of stuff to get your attention. That doesn't mean the information's bad, but they are going to sensationalize a lot of stuff. The other thing I would add to that is something that is ultra important as well. There is no such thing as a Canadian housing market. There is no such thing as a BC housing market. There is no such thing as a Surrey housing market. There is such things as a one-bedroom condo market in central city of Surrey. There is such things as a detached house in Morgan Creek proper. There are niche markets, and niche markets are much different than looking at things as a whole. There are some markets that are performing incredibly well still, and there's some markets that are starting to struggle a little bit. So it is so dependent on the type of product in the individual neighborhood and what's going on. And as you guys know, we'll always provide you that information if you reach out to us and have questions about your own personal scenario. Okay, so don't listen to the media, listen to us, watch the videos, you got it. Okay, moving on. Many of you tune into these Drinks with Darin videos to get the latest stats, and we are going to dive into them right now. So one thing I want to caveat is if you watched our last video, it was all about how to time the real estate market and what the leading indicators were of a shifting marketplace. So we all remember, if you watched that, it is the sales to active ratio. Now, we actually saw the sales to active ratio tick up a little bit in the last month. This means that even though we've seen sliding market conditions over the last couple months, the market is still performing relatively well. Now, these stats that I'm going to show you are a little bit behind what is probably likely happening in the marketplace, but nonetheless, I think they're going to make anybody that's a homeowner feel pretty good about them. Starting with apartments in the Fraser Valley, we saw apartments go up 17.08% in the last 3 months. Now, over the last 6 months, which we know the start of the year was relatively great, as you all probably know, we saw the market go up about 27.46% since then. So pretty good for anybody that bought an apartment in the last 6 months. Jumping into townhomes, 15.75% gain in the last 3 months, which is obviously incredible. But the number over the last 6 months, even more impressive, was 25.32%. So great gains in the townhouse market as well, obviously. But that takes us into detached. And what is detached doing? Well, in the last 3 months, we have seen detached homes come up 15.13%, which is great. But again, in the last 6 months, 26.77%. So all in all, owning real estate is still a great investment, regardless of what the rates are doing. Again, we are starting to see the market slow in many places. There's no doubt it is getting harder to sell a home. And month over month, I think next month we'll probably start seeing the effects of these rate hikes, and the price growth is probably going to start to let off. Of course, we do 3-month and 6-month intervals, give you a little bit of a kind of a more global scale on what is happening with prices. Month over month, they're always going to fluctuate, but I do kind of think you're going to start to see more flatlining and that show up in the stats moving forward. So we'll see what happens. Now, I asked you to stay till the end of the video to find out how you can win some of these custom glasses and something to fill them up with. So we used to do our new subscribers and people that commented on the videos. Please still do that because we appreciate you guys and you're going to miss the great content coming out. But now what we're doing is anybody that takes advantage of one of 3 things down below in the description, we are going to enter you into a contest to get some of this swag. For anybody looking to sell a home out there, we've got a free PDF down below on 4 ways to increase your home's value by up to 5% in only a weekend. These are strategies that we provide to our home sellers to help them achieve more money for their homes. Check out our results on our website. We post them right there. They are highly researched strategies all about getting the most amount of money for your home. And we haven't forgot about you home buyers either. We've got a great PDF on 6 things first-time home buyers screw up every time and how to get them right so you don't. Don't be one of those home buyers that tries to go it alone or thinks they know more than they do, because guess what? You probably don't. Play it safe, grab the PDF, and make sure you get the information you need. Lastly, if you want to pick my brain about what's going on with real estate in Surrey, BC and surrounding areas, you can book a time directly in my calendar with me just by clicking the link below. It'll take you right to my calendar. You can pick a time that works for you and I will call you. I'm a real person. I will reach out to you and you can ask away. I'll give you all the information you're looking for to make sure whatever your plans are that you can be successful. So anybody that signs up for one of those three things, you're going to be entered into a draw to get some of this stuff. And we probably are going to start giving away a lot more of it because I bought a big box of them and I got to get rid of them all because they're sitting in my garage. Plus, you'll get some good beer with it too. Hopefully, we'll see how it turns out. Hey, look, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for being a fan. And thank you for tuning into the Drinks with Darin videos. All the links are below to everything I mentioned in this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll look forward to seeing you next month. Take care for now.